Ron, it's lovely seeing you today. How are you doing?
It's great. It's a pleasure. I haven't seen your movie yet.
Audience here in Argentina, they're very excited to watch this show and this premiere, not only because of the story itself, but obviously because of the cast. And by the way, I'm a huge fan of Jonathan Bailey. So how was this experience for you behind the cameras with this series?
It was one of the great experiences of my life. You know, it's been a 3 or 4 year long process. One of those things where the doors just open over and over and over again. You know, the studio being completely supportive, the network. And this is a bore. So this, you know, people don't like to hear this in interviews. We love to hear like how we had to battle and fight. We want to know. And people were saying, go for it, Ron, go for it. Make it sexy, make it provocative. You know, and I have to say my collaborators came, you know, my cast, Matt Bomer is an executive producer on the show. They came to the show with complete commitment to the show and to the scripts. And there was that wonderful thing where we're all in sync and moving forward. So we had this incredible crew in Toronto. So it was a pleasure. It was really a joy to make it. And I kind of think maybe it shows.
Have you ever attended meetings affiliated with the Communist Party?
No. Our country is under threat from Soviet spies, but there's another risk to national security.
And I would say that it's a very powerful story. How would you define the story itself between these two characters?
It is a powerful love story of opposites. People who in some ways are just not meant to be together. They don't see the world the same way, but they are powerfully drawn to each other and they give each other different things. And it's often an imbalanced love story. There are times when one wants something from the other that the other doesn't want to give. So it has its own drama to it. We're telling that love story in times of political drama and peril. So there's a political thriller. And so the stakes are very high. Their lives being destroyed if they're found out. And so that actually just raises the stakes for it. And that's how I would describe it, is that we follow this love story for 35 years and we see them sort of struggle to love each other at times of real political turmoil in our country.
And I think that it has like all these elements, you know, like sex and love and violence and power and politics, as you just said, forbidden love, right? Like this show has absolutely everything. What do you think attract the audience the most?
I think that the love story will bring people to it the most. Our approach to history, though, is we're not giving people a history lesson. We're not there to, you know, it's actually the history is used is drama, and the Joseph McCarthy story, you know, it has a real sort of substance to it. You know, he's Joseph McCarthy and Roy Cohn, played by Chris Bauer and Will Brill, are really real people.
Have you ever had inappropriate physical contact with another man?
No. Such a damn good liar.
Is it difficult to adapt a novel like this to just like one season of 8 episodes?
Well, the novel was a great springboard to go to multiple time frames. The novel is mostly is almost exclusively set in the 50s. And I wanted to expand the story. I wanted to watch these characters for 30 plus years. So it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was difficult at all. It was a really, you know, I love doing what I do. I would rather actually be on the set or in a writer's room than do almost anything else, which actually is sort of a sad commentary on my lack of a personal life. But that's just who I am.
Hawkins and Tim had to keep the romance forbidden to survive. But how do you think they would live today, you know, in the middle of this society, totally open to gay marriages?
But you know, Hawk and Tim's difficulties don't just stem from the world. They stem from themselves and who they are and what they each has to offer and give the other. So it's not really about, aren't they sad victims and the world won't let them love each other. That's actually not the story we're telling. They are complicated people who love each other, and they would still be those complicated people.
We must beware of these communists and queers.
These people are dangerous to this country.
Between us, let's pretend like no one is listening to us, right? Do you have any favorite one in the story?
But it's hard to say. I don't have a favorite character. We often on the set, we would say, who would you fall in love with, Hawk or Tim? It was sort of like divided people on the set, and I would definitely be the guy. I would definitely fall in love with Hawkins Fuller. He's perfect. He's the perfect mate for me. He's like beautiful, emotionally unavailable, and unreliable. It sounds like heaven to me.
Would you tell me 3 reasons why Latin American audience should watch Fellow Travelers?
It's really entertaining. It's beautiful. The clothes, the sets, it's just the people in it are beautiful. I'm going to give the sex is really hot and provocative.
I would add, it has Jonathan Bailey on it.
It does. It has Matt Bomer, Jonathan Bailey, and it's fun, it's beautiful, and it's ultimately really, really moving. And I like art that moves me and touches me.
Thank you so much for this time, Ron, and thank you for this show. Thank you for surprising us. Bye. It was lovely talking to you.
Lovely. Bye.